Hello. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. How are you today? Who's going to be the first person to join us this evening? Hello, family and friends. Hello, Patty. You're the first to say this evening. How are you? I hope you're well. Thank you for joining. Who else is there that would say hi? Hello, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining. As you're coming in, please start to share immediately. Hi, Justine. Good evening. How are you? I hope you've had a lovely Friday so far. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining. As you're coming in, please start to share. And don't forget to invite your friend. Hello, Mrs. Sharon Kerr. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining today. Hi, Gloria. Good evening. Thank you, Patty. I can see that you shared. Can everyone follow suit, please? And share. Thank you. The more the merrier. You know, Kingdom Fruits is very inspiring, and you know, it's new information, new development, great things that people have done since following the teaching of Dr. Sunday Adelaja. Please share so that others can also be inspired. Adela, hello, Mrs. D. Hello, Julie. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Thank you again for joining. So today's Kingdom Fruits. As you know, 7 p.m. Ukraine time, which is 5 p.m. UK and Nigeria time, we have alternate programs. So sometimes we have Kingdom Fruits, sometimes we have book review, and sometimes we have attributes. Yesterday we had attributes, today we're having Kingdom Fruits. Next time we'll be having book review or whatever we need to do out of those three programs. Hi Davida, Pastor Edwin, good evening. Thank you for joining. Thank you guys for those that have shared. I've seen a few more people have shared. So please, can we all share? Hello, Queen Anastasia. How are you? Good evening. Thank you for joining. She's actually here in this house, but not in the studio. So good evening, everyone. Thank you all for joining. Thank you. We're having a great Kingdom Fruit today. As usual, you know, Kingdom Fruits are always special. It's not just this one. Every Kingdom Fruit is special. So I'm really looking forward to this one today. I know you've seen the title, you've seen the name. Is Yomi Omiyale, and he's his Kingdom Fruit today. I'm really looking forward to it. And before we start, I just want more people to join us, because the more the merrier. So let's do it one more time. Let's share again and invite people. Don't just share onto your page. Actually tap to invite other people to join us. Thank you. TD, good evening. Sorry about that. Hello, Oluwatoyin. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Thank you all.
Okay.
Yes, I'm going to turn the camera to Dr. Sunday.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Well, we're ready to move on to start another day today. Oh, I hope you are hearing the crawl of the cock. What do you call it? Is it crow? The cock. Sometimes it's the dog barking, because these are not my own animals. They are the animals of my neighbor. But today we are welcoming another person that has proved himself to be a very persistent follower of DSA platform and DSA himself. His name is Yomi or Yomi. I can't remember how that is pronounced. Is it Yomi or Yomi? I think it's Yomi. Yomi or Yomi? Yomi Omiyale, yes. So I'm sure some of you will remember that name because it's very consistent. Wow, I think we have to close that door. That thing is making a lot of noise. So let's start with the story. Like I said, I've said before, Kingdom Fruits is what we established to prove to people that the message works, that the gospel of the kingdom works, and that the gospel of the kingdom cares about you. It's not just exploiting you, not just using you to build another man's ministry, another man's empire, but the kingdom is about helping you to bring forth fruits. The Bible says that if you don't bring forth fruits, that the kingdom is going to be taken from you and given to those who will bring forth the fruits thereof. So I really hope that through this, that one of you, all of you, will one day bring forth so much fruit that we'll be able to feature you like we are featuring Yomi today. And this is open to everybody. Every one of you could be featured. Every one of you could come here and become the hero of this program. So let's read the story of Yomi Omiyale here. My name is Yomi Omiyale. I was born in Bauchi. Wow, Bauchi in northern Nigeria, then grew up in Ibadan. Those are totally the opposite direction. Southwest Nigeria, but currently lives in Lagos. I hope you are hearing me well. I was born and raised up a Christian. I studied computer science at the university, and I'm currently working as a tax accountant with PricewaterhouseCoopers. That's a very serious organization. I didn't know they are still working. I thought they stopped working. It used to be the Andersons, and then they changed to this, I think. Yeah. So I hope nobody is complaining about the volume.
Not at all.
Okay. Because you didn't read the thing and you said not at all.
You said you hope you can hear me, so I've been checking.
So how I got to know about DSA, I came across him in August 2016, a video interview Dr. Sunday Adelaja granted about Miles Monroe's death, and that really got me captivated. His perspective about life and death was totally different from what I had ever heard before. Therefore, I went on YouTube and began to search for all his teachings. Though I had earlier read his books in 2007 when I was in school, Pastoring Without Tears and Church Shift, I had so much spiritual knowledge but lacked practical wisdom before I knew Pastor Sunday. I lacked practical wisdom to get things done, and I erroneously believed that people that were great were destined to be great rather than because they applied themselves to the principles of greatness. And he said he was born in a Christian home. He's been a Christian all his life, and he was still thinking like this. This is not a Christian mindset that those who are destined to be great will be great. And he was still having it. And but thank God, God brought him here. And I'm sure so many Christians, that's why they are satisfied as just sitting there in churches. Because they feel if God really wants them to be blessed or to be great, that God will bring it. So they put all the responsibilities on God, and they are wasting away their lives. People have been in churches for 20 years, 10 years, just wasting away their lives. So, how my life changed after meeting Dr. Sunday. Before I started following DSA, I used to overemphasize the role of the supernatural in everything I did. Well, I'm sure that is a universal problem, especially in Africa, and especially with the charismatic, Pentecostal charismatic churches. Then I de-emphasized the power of my own personal efforts. You know, that's the kind of thing we were trying to address yesterday, that it is fraud that makes people to think that way. It is desire for quick fix. You know, they are removing responsibility from themselves and give the responsibility to God only. And that is the sin of irresponsibility. And if you are watching today and you are still having that particular problem, Well, I hope this testimony from Yomi is going to help you to get rid of these tendencies. And I want to address Yomi as well. I want to advise you. I always give advice to people. I want to advise you to actually start an outreach and reach out to people who are just like you before, especially to Christians. Not just Christians, actually this is more, you know, our traditional African pagan or paganistic philosophy of life, that whatever will happen, and that only, you know, you just hope that God will favor you one day. So why don't you start maybe a program or writing articles or just to address these questions, or maybe to start a group or to start a movement on maybe not on the net, anyhow, just to help people to get themselves free from wrong doctrines and wrong philosophies of life, like this one. You know, that they should actually, you know, change some of those things that are holding them down to become the lords of their lives. So if things did not work out, it was because God did not allow it, you say, instead of efforts. Rather than because I did not put in the right amount of efforts, you say. So this is a whole philosophy as well, and that so many Christians are still suffering from. And again, I want to encourage you to go ahead and, you know, reach out to Christians and set them free from this kind of mindset. Now, I have always been a workaholic all my life, but I just did not have enough faith in my own ability. Yeah, because you are having faith in the devil, not in the devil, in the, what do you call it, in the ephemeral, or yeah, in the celestial. You are just thinking about, you know, that God, everything depends on God, and God is the one that's going to do it. And that's why I was talking about that particular philosophy when I said, when it comes to success on earth, you need more faith in yourself than in God. When it comes to success and making it on earth, leave God out of it. You just need faith in yourself, that's all. You don't even need to believe in God. And that is the extreme that Christians go to when they just put all their faith in God and they don't do their own part. But really the ideal picture is for you to work and do your part and have so much faith in yourself as if there is no God at all. And then on the other hand, to believe in God and pray and have faith in God as if you didn't work at all, as if nothing depends on you. So that's the balance of it. But thank God, Yomi got this already, of course. After I started listening to DSA, I believed more in myself. The series on Life is Predictable really helped me with this. Yeah, that's one of the greatest revelations of my life, that life is predictable, especially when you're coming from Africa. You are not taught to believe that life is predictable. You are taught to believe that your life or destiny depends on some forces. And that is what is still going on. And I would like you to challenge that particular philosophy of life and help set our continent free, Yomi. And not just Yomi, but many other people who are listening to us. God might be addressing you right now, talking to you, to address, to help resolve this kind of, you know, mental incapacity, mental, you know, not incapacity, disability, mental disability, because your philosophy determines your, you know, your state of mind. So I took bolder steps and worked harder than ever before after I made the essay, due to the fact that I was free from this mental wheelchair of believing that my results are not totally in my hands. I gave everything. I was doing all my best. You see, started working hard, giving his best. And I, both in ministry and at work. And it made all the difference. In a very short time, you know, I started seeing the results. Now that I knew that God had given me all things that pertain to life, I am much more bolder, more confident, and this has really made a difference in my life. You see, how many of us are washing right now and we are still not working to do our best? If you are being challenged by that, you might want to listen to my series on work and time. Yeah, go and listen to the time series and work series. They will help you to, to get your perspective right in this sense. So the actions I took to make such changes was to soak myself in DSA messages. That's a brilliant one. And I think right here, Yomi is giving us the formula to his success. And that formula is the fact that he soaked himself in DSA's teachings. That is from series to series. Just soaked himself in DSA's teachings. I listened to the messages while driving, on my way to work. I listened at work. I listened on my way back from work. I have listened to every message DSA ever taught on the daily broadcast. And I am still listening. So he said he has listened to every one of them. That's amazing. The second thing I did to bring about this huge change in my life is that I started buying DSA's books on Amazon. As a matter of fact, he said he has bought all my books on Amazon also. He's a serious guy, eh? As new ones are released, I keep buying. By the way, if Yomi is here, I would like you to put on your link to your page, to your Facebook page, so that people will, put face to this person we're talking about. Or one of us could do that as well. So, as new books are released on Amazon, I keep on buying. And this guy is living in Nigeria and is able to buy directly from Amazon. Whereas a lot of Nigerians are saying, you can't buy from Amazon. So these two keys are the greatest keys to transformation for me. So soak yourself in DSA's teachings. That's one of the greatest keys. The second greatest keys to transformation for him is read the books. Read all the books. So 2 simple steps. Read the books, sow yourself in the teachings, and that's it. By doing that and applying those truths, by doing that, applying the truths became very easy. So the truth that I was talking about became easy after I started listening to everything and started reading the books. I had heard so much that I could not even stop myself from practicing and doing what was imparted to me through DSA's teaching. You see, so after listening to as many messages as possible, and after reading all the books, it cannot but just become a doer. So he automatically becomes a doer. So if you want it to be easy for you, if you want to begin to bring results, kingdom fruits, soak yourself in the word, and your actions will become automatic. The challenges I faced and which I continue to face is the fact that my mindset became different from everyone around me. Most people find it hard to understand my mindset and my actions, but my results keep shutting them down. You see, that is another challenge for everybody. The challenges I face and which I continue to face is the fact that my mindset became different from everybody around me. So that's like you become a black sheep. And, yeah. And that's what Jesus said. Anybody that wants to live a godly life, Paul said that, must be persecuted. But Jesus also said something like that, woe unto you if everybody will love you, if everybody will like you. And if you are going to be living exactly by these principles, not that they will not like you, but you will surely be a black sheep in the sense that you are going to be talking differently. you are going to be bringing a new mindset, totally different from the rest of the world. Because if you have listened to all DSA's teachings, it means you are one of the maybe 1% of people in the whole world that knows these things. Because most of the things I teach about, 99% of the whole world doesn't know it. And especially Christian people. People are just walking in darkness. So it's not because you are an odd one out. It's because you have become ahead of your time. It's going ahead of your time that makes people around you not to understand you. So he said, most people find it hard to understand my mindset now and my actions also. But my results keep shutting their mouth down, keep shutting them down. So results, because if you are so dedicated to DSA, you will definitely have results. And result is very difficult to argue with results. So that's another reason why we have these kingdom fruits. Let's see the results in 1 year. Just 1 year of listening to DSA, see who people are becoming. You cannot argue against the fruits and against results. So what are the kingdom fruits that this guy has produced over this period of time? Number one, it's called Finance Summit. He started a summit that is called Financial Summit or Finance Summit at Lighthouse. That's the church that it belongs to. I pioneered an empowerment summit at my local church where we bring in successful people in the corporate world, business and academia to speak to Christians on how to succeed in these areas. That's good. Why the principles of building a successful system, an organization I learned at the HMT 2016 November, helped me to increase the attendance of the program in a very short time. Now the program has developed from a program just in my local church in Lagos to a program that now holds in churches outside and inside of Lagos. Every day I keep getting phone calls from people that the program has blessed both in Lagos and outside of Lagos State. Beautiful. So Financial Summit is one thing that he started. The second project that he has started is Transformation Hour. I pioneered an initiative in my local church as well to empower members of the church on how they can become multi-millionaires. I got the idea for this after I read DS's book, Money Won't Make You Rich, and learned of how he produced 200 multi-millionaires in his church in 3 years. So we meet in church weekly, and members of the church are taught the principles of financial success and also exposed to money making and business ideas that they can explore. So he's raising up millionaires now. Beautiful, beautiful. I wonder if you would like to do it outside of Lagos, Nigeria, and Nigeria in general. Maybe some of these projects, you might want to organize them on the internet for people in other countries as well. The third project that he started is called Community Development Initiative. Community Development Initiative. Every quarter of the year, that is, members of my church donate cash, food items, medical supplies, and clothing items to the poor and less privileged in my community. This has been institutionalized in my church, and I know it will get better. Beautiful. So that is like the people who have to begin to reach out to those who don't have. If all of Nigeria will do that, that will really change the landscape of the country and poverty in the land. The next thing it started is called Health is Wealth Initiative. Health is Wealth Initiative. I got inspired to start this initiative when I learned of how DSA almost died because he was not taking water, and not paying attention to his health. After I listened to that, I devoured a lot of health books, and I started teaching others the same principles. principles of taking lots of water, fruit, vegetable, abstaining from certain foods, going for regular medical checkups, etc. That is a real need in our country. A real need. You see, the one person doing all this, just one person, one Christian, that got his mind enlightened. And I'm sure he's not even written everything yet. I'm sure he's doing many more things because I know that he has a plan to, for the books and things like that, and for his own finances and all that. So my passion for this got re-energized when I heard that a friend of mine died of prostate cancer. Wow. A lot of people in my nation die of diseases that could have been detected in his infancy if only they went for regular medical checkups. Plan to develop Kingdom Fruit further. My plan is to have Finance Summit, Community Development Initiative, and Health is Wealth Initiative holding all across 36 states of Nigeria in the next 7 years. To accomplish this, I'm working on building a system and a team to develop it. It will require sacrifices from me, and I'm ready to pay that price. My advice for others on the platform is that don't just listen to DSA's messages once in a while, but listen to these messages over and over again until it becomes a part and parcel of you. Once the messages become ingrained in you, you will inevitably produce results. Beautiful. Beautiful. Do I have a Skype? Yeah. Okay. So will you try to read some of the comments for now? And
hi everyone. Okay. Just people joining. Nope. Guys, you can write your comments so I can read them out. No comments.
Don't be in a hurry.
Okay.
To come to that conclusion.
Let's see.
I just discovered that you've not looked through everything yet.
This is just not showing me the comments. It's just showing me people that have joined.
And even no greetings.
Yes, let me just say hello to people.
Hello, Yomi.
Okay, no, I can't read.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me well?
Hello? Yeah, I can hear you clearly.
Okay. Welcome to the platform. Welcome to Kingdom Fruits.
Yeah, thank you very much.
It's a family.
Yes, sir.
So we'd like to hear your story from you, from the horse's mouth. So tell us the story of how you came across DSA and DSA platform again.
Okay, so the first time I came across Pastor Sunday was 2007. I went to see a friend, so I saw this book that you wrote, Pastoring Without Tears. I was still in the university then, and we were having a campus fellowship. So I picked up the book. And
what university did you go to?
Lautech. That's in Ogumosho.
What?
Lautech, Ogumosho.
Okay, Lautech.
That's Lautech.
Okay.
Yeah. So I picked up the book and read it, Pastoring Without Tears. Then after that, I read Church Shift, still then. I was really inspired by your testimony then.
But why should you be reading Pastoring Without Tears when you are not a pastor and you are not planning to be a pastor?
Well, I'm somebody that I like reading, and the other reason why I picked up the book was that there's no one that will see a book by a Nigerian pastoring the largest church in Europe and he's not a very old person like that, and you won't pick up the book to read, as in it's just so captivating that if you're just a, let me say, reasonable person, you want to read the book.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was my first time of getting to know about Pastor Sunday. That was 2007. But I didn't know that you were, like, I didn't hear you, I didn't get any message from you since then, because like you were in the far eastern world, that's in Russia, so we don't listen to your messages, we didn't come across you, just the books. So then in 2016, I was on Facebook. Then there was this video that you did about Miles Muro's death. And when Miles Muro died, a lot of us were actually discouraged because we love him and we know him. He's Nigeria a lot. He ministers everywhere, small churches, big churches. So he's an emblem of humility. So when he died, we were actually very discouraged. But no pastor said anything about Miles Muro's death. Men of God kept quiet. They didn't say anything. But Pastor Sunday was the first person that actually came out and really spoke about Miles Muro's death in a way that actually encouraged everybody. Like, he demystified death. He didn't make his death look so tragic. He brought out the beauty in what had happened. It was just a of healing. He healed a lot of wounds through that video. So then I was just like, oh, so Pastor Sunday is really online. So Pastor Sunday is actually not just in the Russia, speaking Russian language. Like, so he actually speaks it. Yes. So he's somebody that, because that was my first time of ever listening to you. Every other thing had been through your books. So I had read Church Shift back then, 2007, Pastoring Without Tears. Then some years after, I read Money Will Make You Rich. So it was, my interaction with you mainly through your books. So immediately I saw that, I just went on YouTube and searched out for Pastor Sunday, and to my greatest surprise, I saw a whole lot of materials on you, as a whole lot of messages that you had preached, and I started devouring your messages, as in it just became like another job for me. So,
but what was the discovery for you? What was the fascination? Because you could have discovered many other, since you like to read anyway, I'm sure you could have discovered, you probably discover every day a new minister or every year. But what was the fascination here?
Okay, so Pastor Sunday, if you like,
say that. Hello, I'm listening. I'm missing you. Hello, say that again. I didn't hear that. Hello, Yomi. Say that again, please.
Hello?
Yeah, now I'm hearing you.
So from the kingdom Fruits Testimony.
No. I asked you a question. What was the fascination? What was the fascination? Why will you, go to that YouTube and then be devouring and making it really, what was the fascination in you having listened the second time, third time that made you to keep on listening?
Okay, so the fascinations, there are many, so it's not just one fascination.
Okay.
The first thing was the fact that I found a pastor that was actually real. And when I mean real, down to her, plain and simple. So, like, I didn't find someone that was, you are a very spiritual person, but you are real, you are human, you are somebody that can be touched, that can be seen, that can be felt. You don't place yourself too high up there. You come down to everybody's level, and you are very real. You don't appear like someone very mysterious, a mystic, somebody unapproachable. Like, you make it feel like there's nothing I'm doing that you can't do. There's nothing I've achieved that you can't achieve. So you don't make it so complex. And that was the real fascination for me, because the thing I've really, one of the things that we suffered, and a lot of Christians also suffer through, is the fact that when men of God at times come to minister, or when you read their books or you watch their program, there's this dangerous tendency that they pass across, maybe unknowingly, that I'm just doing this because this is me. You can never be like this. It's because I'm special. It's because I was destined to be like this. It's because God just gave me a special grace that all of you cannot just have. So it's just because it just has to be me. But Pastor Sunday came up with a different idea. That was just my fascination about you, sir. That idea of being real. Just being real. Like everybody can just be like you. It's possible. Anybody can just do what you are doing. So that was the major fascination.
Yes, I call it demystifying Christianity and demystifying church, demystifying spirituality, just demystifying spirituality and demystifying pastoral ministry, demystifying ministry, making it just normal the way it is, just demystifying it.
Yes, sir.
But how did you pick that up before live broadcast? Because we have not started live broadcast now. I'm talking about when you went to YouTube.
Okay, so when I went to YouTube...
So is that, could you pick that up from the messages you are listening to or what?
Yes, I could. From the messages I saw on YouTube, I could pick that up. You were very real. I watched this interview that you granted this man from UK. And his name is Yemi. He came...
That is Pastor Yemi, yes.
Yes, exactly. It was a very long interview, so I watched every part of the interview. And you, in as much as, he's a Yoruba man, I'm a Yoruba man, and there's this thing about Yoruba, there's this culture of honor, which taken to the extreme could become a culture of subservience.
Yes.
So in the interview, he was always trying to place you like high up there, like surprised by the things you were doing in Ukraine. There was this awe and this wonder. And at every occasion, you demystified it. You made it look like it was not a big deal. You made it look like anybody can do it. You always bring it down. Every part of the interview, at every point, you made it look like anybody can just do this. And that was just shocking for me. That was different.
Yeah.
It was just different, sir. Yeah.
Okay, so that was by following the YouTube before the live broadcast.
Exactly, sir.
Okay, so then, how did you find out about the live broadcast?
Well, then for the live broadcast, as in instinctively, by following your YouTube, then Facebook, I just ran across your live broadcast one day. I can't remember the particular time, but I didn't start with you. So I didn't start the live broadcast, but at a point in time, I came across the live broadcast. And once I came across the broadcast, I started following the broadcast. So that was
just accidentally.
Yeah, I just accidentally. And once I just knew this thing has started, then I just got glued ever since then, up to now.
But the live broadcast, was it something new or was it an exciting moment that you could actually listen to this man twice a day?
Well, the thing there is, Pastor Sandy, because of the volume of information, new information that you were releasing every day from the live broadcast when you started then, it was captivating. It was something you looked forward to morning and evening. Like it was like an addiction, a drug addiction. So because you were not just hearing what you had been hearing all your life. So I would say it was just an excitement. It's something you just looked up to in the morning, then in the evening. So I think that was just the live broadcast for me.
Now, but didn't you experience any shock or surprise? Because I had an interview recently here with Kingdom Fruits with Gregory Femi, and he said he came on the platform and he was actually challenging me a whole deal because he couldn't believe some of the things he was hearing, because he came on at the point, I think when I was talking about relationship, men and women, And so he said, this is not the teaching we're used to here in Africa. And in his own mind, you cannot just go against the fathers. How could you be teaching things against the fathers? And then he started reading my articles, you know, which were totally the opposite of what the Nigerian Christianity and Christian leaders stood for. So was there any time at all where you were challenged, or what helped you through if you were not?
Okay, so Pastor Sunday, I get your point. Like, if you are hearing something new and different for the first time, there will always be a reaction. And that's why I quite understand when some people they react to some of the things you say. But perspective, a few things. Why I wasn't really so shocked. Number one is that Pastor Sunday is talking from the perspective of someone that has had results in an entirely different area. So what do I mean by that is some of the things you have done in Ukraine, they are the things that nobody has achieved in Nigeria, despite the fact that Christianity has been in for decades, or not even decades, at least over a century. So I didn't, for me, results really matter. Results substantiate whatever you're talking about. So let's look at the issue of marriage. Now, I know some people have issues with a lot of things you said about man and woman. I listened to the series several times, marriage. But the question I ask myself is this: how many pastors in Nigeria have the kind of work ethic DSA has, have the kind of lifestyle DSA runs? You're always in meetings, day in, day out. You're having meetings, wanting to be there, and your children are not wayward. You are not divorced. There is hardly any Nigerian pastor that does what you do and does not have a problem with his family. Oh yes. So that is why if you say things that are not conventional, your results are not conventional.
Yeah.
So, because there are many pastors that have attempted to do what you are doing, and their family is a big problem, in a mess. So if DSA comes and begins to talk to me about marriage, wisdom demands that I sit down and listen. So it's not about what the fathers have said. The fathers don't have all the results.
Yeah.
They've not all the results in every area of life. Good. We've had a lot of churches in Nigeria. We've done, but we've not had the kingdom. We've not taken the systems of the world for Christ in this country. Christianity has gotten to a point in Nigeria, but it has refused to go beyond that. So Pastor Sunday comes to talk about kingdom, how to take over the media, education, entertainment, sports, health, and he's bringing a totally different gospel. I won't be shocked. The Christianity we have here in Nigeria has not done that. The knowledge we have has given us the results we have. So the knowledge is bringing, we give us a result on a different level. So that's why I people get offended by things you say, but like I look at it from an angle, like he has results on a different lane, and his results, just like you said, like your philosophy determines outcome in life. So I wasn't really sure because I was all out for the results. I've seen a lot of pastors' marriages in problems, a lot of pastors skip wayward, all manner of things, and some of them are not even hard working as you are. Some of them work ethic and your tight schedule and everything. They're having problems. So I never had any issues for Sunday. No.
I hope, can you make your microphone stable or your device stable? Because it's like it's moving, or maybe,
Okay,
yeah. So when it moves or you move, we lose what you are saying. So if you could make it more static.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, can you make that point again? Because we lost out a little bit.
Okay, so what I was trying to say is that the reason why I didn't have issues with your messages, especially the unconventional messages you preached, is the fact that your results are not conventional. So I said earlier that you said a lot of things about marriage, about man and woman, which most Christians in Africa are not used to, which is not conventional. But the reason why I didn't have issues with that is because there are very few people that have the kind of life you you have the kind of work schedule you have, the kind of work ethic you have, the kind of discipline and the way you've arranged your life, and still have a successful marriage, successful kids, a wonderful family. There are pastors in Nigeria who do what Pastor Sunday does, who are busy with the work of the ministry, and their children are wayward. Their marriage has crashed. And we know all these things. So if Pastor Sunday comes and begins to say something different about marriage, about man and woman, I think common sense demands that we listen. Because he has results on a different level. So, for me, the reason why people might be resistant to some of the unconventional things you say is maybe because they are satisfied with the level of Christianity in Nigeria at present, and they feel that this is all that there can be. But I don't think so. So, you say a lot of things about kingdom. In Nigeria of today, we have Christians going to churches, millions of Christians going to churches every Sunday during the week. And these same Christians go back home, they switch on their TV set, is these unbelievers who are doing all manner of things on TV. And some of these unbelievers are also church members. so I personally, like, if you are satisfied with the Christianity you have in the country, then maybe you will have issues with what Pastor Sunday is talking about. But if you know that, okay, as good as Christianity is in Nigeria, but this is not the best of God. And I say that unapologetically. This is not the best we can have. This is definitely not the best. The missionaries brought Christianity to Africa. Good. We have a lot of churches here, but this is not just the best. We have a lot of churches all over the place, but we are not transforming the society. We are not dictating things. And when some of us come out and talk like this, people are like, oh, Yomi, are you the only one serving God? Are you the only one that knows God? What's your own? Because, sir, and these are issues that I've talked about since I was young. Because there's something about the Spirit of God. No matter how young you have the Holy Spirit within you.
Yes.
I have gained some of these things. Even before I met you, ever since I was young. But I didn't have like a support system. Like, you see some of these entertainers, some of these people that are the representative of Satan, of worldliness in the world out there, they are church members. They come to church. They are celebrated. This same church preaches holiness. These same people who are projecting Satan, who are projecting the kingdom of Satan, the ideals of Satan, the values of Satan, indecency, immorality, evil things, bad music, bad movies, glorifying Satan, they also come to church.
Wow.
They even have pastors. Some of these politicians have spiritual fathers.
Wow.
They attend the church. They tithe in the church. So I used to also, there's a disconnect. This pastor is preaching against holiness, against sin. He's talking about holiness, going to heaven. And the people that are promoting these things that you are talking about, the politicians, the singers, the actors, the actresses, the footballers, all these people, the businessmen, they are also members of the church. They also come to you. But when they go out there, once they leave the church and they go out there, they forget everything about Jesus Christ, about the kingdom. So, the reason why I wouldn't have issues with what we are saying is because I am not satisfied with the Christianity we have here in Nigeria. I'm not satisfied. So if somebody comes with a way of getting us from where we are to where we should be, I can't have issues with that, sir.
Wow.
I can't have. Yes, sir.
Brilliant. Now, I know that you have read a lot of my books.
Yes, sir.
I would like to challenge you to come to get I don't know if you have access to a list of them now. If not, then just speak from your mind of the lessons or what each book taught you, or the most lessons that you got from each particular book, if you can do a rundown.
Okay, so I'll just start from as it's coming to my mind. So I'll start from how to create your net worth.
Okay. That book, somebody said, maybe I think it was you who said it, that any person who says he's a disciple of DSA must read that book.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
So how to create your net worth. There are a lot of lessons, but because of our time, and I have to also run through a lot of books. But the primary lesson in that book is the fact that you showed anybody how to move from where you are now to where you ever want to be by developing value within yourself. As you showed us practically. Like, no matter what I'm doing now, no matter where I am now, if I read this book and I pick up these lessons, I can become this within this time frame. And I'm going to quote some parts of the book. Now, when you started the church in Ukraine, you were going on solitude every month. Solitude every month. Now, during that period of solitude, you were praying to God. Then after some time, you matured that you were going to solitude with ideas, with books you want to write. But you were developing, you were building your network.
Yes.
So you structured your life. You had a goal in mind, and you started to build yourself.
Yeah.
You started to build. So what I learned from that book is that greatness is predictable. Greatness itself is predictable. Then you talked about Michael Phelps, the Olympic.
Yes.
How he developed himself. He had the ability in him, but he messed up. He got a coach. He trained himself.
That is not good. Okay, maybe my wife is going to try to read while I try to get Yomi again.
Okay. Hello, I'm going to have to read from my laptop, so, because I can't see from there. It says, Tim says, good evening to DS and the family. Okay, it's just greetings. Mabel Israel says, yes, this is very true. Pastor Sunday is a very simple and approachable. He's different. We have Romanus that says, I confirm this testimony, Pastor Sunday is down to earth. It's kind of way of life as I have seen so far, just what I pray for. Then Romanus again says, it gives you, by listening to him, the power and mindset of believing in yourself. Gloria says...
Do you have his telephone, though? His WhatsApp? Well, I said when it comes to Nigeria, we should always take their WhatsApp. You know, I told you that. So, you don't.
I don't. You're very right.
Simple instructions to be obeyed. Okay, do you have your telephone there? I have his telephone there.
You're very right, my brother. Is exactly what drew me to Pastor Sunday. Adeni is saying that I love the spirit of excellence I see in the ministry. Jane is saying the truth comes like a shining light into our hearts, which erases deception and brings freedom. Femi King saying hello from Australia. Okay, that's all I can say. Okay. And Paul is also confirming that he did too. Okay, for those people that are joining for the first time, can I just remind you that Dr. Sunday is also on YouTube. You heard Yomi talking about how he discovered Dr. Sunday's teaching YouTube. So YouTube is Sunday Adelaja Official, and also his blog is sundayadelajablog.com. That's also a website. So you have a wealth of information there, teachings or in audio, videos. So go to the blog, and also there's so many articles as well on his blog, sundayadelajablog.com. And if you go to YouTube, it's Sunday Adelaja Official. And of course, you're here on Facebook, which is Dr. Sunday.
Hello,
Adelaja.
are you back?
So let's go back to the interview.
Okay. No problem. I can hear you now.
Okay, so I was talking about the book. how to create your net worth.
Yes.
Then another thing you said in the book. So in the book, you were talking about one of the places you were talking about how you became a successful pastor, a successful mega church pastor, which anybody can now apply in their own different fields.
Yes.
Now, you said once to me, when you started going for solitude, by the time you had done solitude for 7 years, alone in the presence of God, every month, like a week, or at times maybe 4 or 5 days a week, most times 1 week in a month. You said by the time you had done it for 7 years, you had so much gotten in tune with the Spirit of God that you could actually sit down and want to find out what is happening to somebody, and you just see into the spiritual. So what I learned from that book is, whenever there is preparation, there will always be manifestation.
Yeah.
Just a law. So when you were going into solitude, your plan was just to draw closer to God, and you said it got to a point whereby you can actually feel God with you. Like you can feel the power of God, the anointing of God, like tangible.
Yeah.
So everything obeys laws. So that same way, a program going to solitude for 7 years, he sets time aside, and after 7 years, he's writing programs that are not in this worldly realm. Or somebody does that for book writing, or for music, singing songs, or for anything. To me, it was just like a formula.
Yeah, somebody also told me that even after reading that book, that he thought, wow, he never even thought about, creating your net worth. That is even possible. He never even thought in that aspect that any human being, he never even heard of a name of a book like that. Or when he read the whole book, he said that concept itself, creating yourself, that he never even thought it was possible. That is a new world to him.
Yes, sir. It is, sir. It is, sir.
Okay,
sir.
Go ahead to other books if you have finished this one.
That's how to create your net worth. Then the second book I read, I've read quite a lot, but the second one is how to regain your lost years. I want to say 1 or 2 things about that book. So the lesson from that book, how to regain your lost years, one of the major lessons I would like to talk about is the fact that you started by making it known to everybody by the people that you profile. People like Colonel Sanders, people in your church who at an old age went for their PhD and are doing well in life. Like you showed everybody that no matter how old you are now, no matter the number of years you've lost, you can always start again. That you talked about biblical instances of people in the Bible too who, well, at that age it seemed as if they were old, but they still started again. So that was a very good start of that book. It got my attention from the blast of the whistle, as in from page 1. Like, no matter how old someone is, or no matter how many years has been wasted, you can start all over again. Not only that, you move further in the book. Then you talk about something that a lot of people might not really have paid attention to. And that's what makes Pastor Sunday's books different, because you speak from the spiritual angle, you also speak from the mental angle. So that makes an unbeatable combination. What do I mean by this? You profiled Africans, Nigerians with Asians. The Nigerians are persistent. So Nigerians can stay at a task for a very long time. They can cope with suffering, with adversity, with hardship. But Nigerians are not intense. Nigerians could stay at work from 8 to 5. They can gist for maybe 3-4 hours, but they can keep going to that place of work. Things are hard, but they can be there for the next 10 years. They will still work hard, they will still be there, but they are not intense. And because they are not intense, they are not productive. But the Asians, and you mentioned the Asian tigers, the Asian countries, that the culture they have, they are very intense, meaning they get more done in a shorter period of time. That was mind-blowing for me. So it was not just about the number of days I am on a task. It's about how intense I'm high on the task that I'm doing. Then the other key you mentioned is the fact that the wardrobe. There's one wardrobe, it's filled with a lot of clothes, and they are all roughly arranged. There's no order. Then the second wardrobe, everything is neatly arranged. Then I want to go to work on Monday. If I'm going to use the wardrobe that the clothes are not well arranged, I will spend a lot of time getting my clothes. But if I use the one that the clothes are well arranged, it will take me a very short time to dress up for work. That was another mind-blowing point. Like, if one is organized, you have a to-do list, you are organized, you are mechanical in terms of your organization, you can get more done in a shorter period of time than if you were not organized. Then you moved on to the power of concentration, talking about the beam of the sun. If it is focused through a laser, it accomplishes more because the laser focuses the energy. So that talks about, and I remember one point you had made one of the broadcasts, like, you only think on 4 or 5 things. You don't think beyond those 4 or 5 things for maximum productivity. Then you talk about solitude, how people can use solitude to regain their lost years. The other thing you made in that book is this, that you cannot live your life like everybody because you are trying to regain your lost years. So because you are trying to regain your lost, the way you will do your things must be different because you are at a disadvantage. So that book was just, I could go on and on, but that book was just, it was just something else. That book was just great. It was great. Then
what's the next one?
Yeah. Then the next one, Stop Working for Uncle Sam. Wow, Pastor Sunday. That is one of the greatest books that has ever been written in the history of the world. And I'm not being boastful about it. I'm not trying to flatter anybody about it. That is one of the greatest books written in the history of the world. And as a matter of fact, as you would have seen the sales figures, I don't have access to all that, but if you track your sales figures on Amazon, if you look at the books that you sold, I can predict that Stop Working for Uncle Sam, a time will come that it will sell more than Money Won't Make You Rich. I know that Money Won't Make You Rich is one of your most widely sold books.
Yes.
And the other one, Pastoring Without Tears, I did the research on that. Pastoring Without Tears, Money Won't Make You sold a lot. I'm predicting that Stop Working for Uncle Sam is going to sell more than Money Won't Make You Rich. And it's going to sell a lot in the Western countries, the US, Europe, and even Nigeria. Because, Pastor Son, in that book, you just make it real. That people are not living their lives. People are not living. They're just existing. They go to work in the morning. After they go to work, they get salary, they get mortgage, they get a car, they get a loan, they go for vacation, and their life is just like a wheel. Like, it's like there's even no destiny. There's no God's purpose. There's no God's will in their life. It's just a cycle. Oh, I need to work for my next promotion. I have bills to pay. I need to pay my taxes. I need to pay my mortgage. I need to pay my car. I need to pay my insurance. I need to pay this. I need to work for the next. And on and on and on. It's a secular life. And by the time they are 50, they are 60, they become a spent force.
Wow.
Spent. The energy has been sapped out of them. And that is when the reality of life catches up with a lot of people. And Pastor Sonny, they are no longer energetic as they should be to pursue their own life dreams. So, like Pastor Sonny, the purpose of the book was not just to say, okay, don't work for Uncle Sam. No, he didn't say don't work for Uncle Sam. He said stop working for Uncle Sam. Meaning that there is a time limit that you should work for Uncle Sam. Uncle Sam is not your destiny in God. Uncle Sam is not your destiny in life. God did not send you to this world to go and work for Uncle Sam. No. So if there should be a limit, nobody should set out their life, I'm just going to work, and when I finish working, I'm going to retire. And Pastor Son, your life just exemplifies it. You, like in the book you said, you work with a TV station, you were a reporter for some time, and when you wanted to pursue your life, your destiny, you cut your expenses, you planned, you saved, and you started out, you left, you started your life. And today, Pastor Sunday, you are a million times better off than that. Because people know can be greater. Your greatness is in pursuing God's will for your life, not in working for a system. So, but the lesson from the book is while you are working from exam, you can acquire skills, you can acquire knowledge, build networks, build experience, just like the Bible said about Moses, that Moses was learned in the wisdom of the Egyptians. So he stayed in the palace, he grew in the palace, and that's why when he had the responsibility of leading 1 million people, some of those knowledge and wisdom he had gathered sufficed for him. So that is how we should be. We shouldn't stay in Pharaoh's house for the rest of our lives. No, we shouldn't. That's all. Stop working for Musam. I could sit down on that and talk for 2 hours on that. That book is just something else. Then another book is this book was about time. I've forgotten the type, but something that has to do with time. I could open my Amazon Kindle account, but it has to do with time. And the lesson I learned from that book, just one major lesson I learned from the book, is the fact that in that book, Pastor Sunday, on a certain page, you said when you were in college, that a lot of people then were getting married. That they quickly got married.
Yes.
And that because they married at a time that they were not financially capable of doing that.
Yes.
The children they brought into the world grew up in harsh conditions.
Yes.
And that affected their outcome in life.
It's not what do you do with your time?
No, that one is not yet out, I think.
Yeah, it just came out. Yeah.
It's not yet out. Yeah. So.
And it's not how to secure your financial future.
No.
And it's not life. It's not life is time. Time is life.
No.
Okay.
Life, yeah. It is time is life.
Time is life. Okay.
Time.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, time is life. That's the book.
Yes.
So you said because they did not understand the timing of life, they made the wrong decision.
Yes.
So the lesson I learned from that book is this, and that's funny. The problem about life is there is nothing new under the sun.
Right.
That is, Pastor Sonny, when you were writing that should have been in the 80s because you are 50 years now.
Yes.
But Pastor Sonny, I see some of my colleagues, some of my mates making the same mistake, even in year 2015, 2016, 2017. Meaning so that thing that had happened even in your time is still happening now. Because people just they're not even financially capable yet. They can't even stand on their own yet. But because there's this cultural thing, oh, you need to get married. You need to get married. Oh, you need to get married. They just go and get married. And because of the conditions under which they got married, it affects the potential of those children. It affects them. So that was a great lesson. And I told people when I read that, I said, when I read that, I sat and I looked at what you said in that book. Bill Gates, his parents are well educated. He's not from a poor family. Good. It doesn't mean they're from a poor family that you, like Pastor Sunday is from a very poor background and he's Pastor Sunday today. So, but like, helped him become what he is today. Like the opportunities of coming from that kind of family where there's enough money to send him to school. He was an Harvard dropout.
Yes.
So he went to Harvard. So before he dropped out of Harvard. So while other children in Africa would be playing with sand, Bill Gates was playing with computers in his house. So that was the great lesson for me from time is life. Like understanding the power of time and taking the right decisions. Then another book that because there are so many, another one that I read that really, really had a very strong, can you hear me, sir?
Oh, very well.
Okay, that had a very strong impact on me was the only God can save Nigeria. What it means.
Yes.
Wow.
That even you that was already aware that the Christianity in Nigeria was not okay. That book will even have an impact even on you too, I hope.
Exactly.
Hello?
Nigeria, what it means. Like victory. As in, I grew up in we overemphasize the rule of God in our lives, and we de-emphasize our own personal responsibility, so that we can appear as humble before God. So, if we come out and but when you wrote this book, only God.
Hello, we are missing out a little bit. I don't know. Can you be more? I don't know what is that, but it's like the thing is shaking a little bit. Can you hear me?
Okay, is it better now, sir?
Yes, it's better. Go ahead now.
Hello. Yeah, can I hear you better? So only God can save Nigeria. You showed us that no matter how much we pray in Nigeria, no matter how many videos we go to in Nigeria, if we don't take part, nothing can change in this country. Because we have been so much used to a gospel of really, as in pushing the responsibility totally to God and taking the back seat. And it has not helped us.
But that book itself, how shocking it is in the way, because I tried to be very confrontational in that book.
Well, Pastor Sunday, well, for me, I don't know, but maybe because I was hungry for the truth, I was hungry for change. I don't think I saw any. I don't think I saw. I shivered, or I was shocked, because you were saying it as you should be said. You were coming from the perspective of someone that tried done this in Ukraine, the Orange Revolution. You took an entire church to the streets of the capital in protest, peaceful protest, but yet you made a statement. And while the church was, intercessors were praying like 7 days, 10 to 12 hours. So you were combining the spiritual with the physical. So I wouldn't see anything you say as confrontational, because this is somebody that has achieved what he's talking about. So why shouldn't we just sit down and listen to him? So that's why I didn't see confrontation. I was just like, this is just the truth.
Okay, you know, some people even refuse to open the book or take it because they rather thought, for example, they would take it first. Only God can save Nigeria. They say, yes, only God can save Nigeria. But when they see what they mean, they just say, no, oh, what's this?
What I was just saying, the very funny way to those people is this. There was a time, sorry I'm digressing a bit, but I like to answer that question with something you had said before. There was a time you were ministering, you were saying, all these people that are saying, now, when one guy eats them, they will stop all this they are saying. So that those people that are saying is only God that can save Nigeria, that if we say it's not God that can save Nigeria, that it is a myth. When the situations of life really hits them, they will go and pick the book and sit down and read. Because I feel that the reason why in the face of knowledge, backed up with proofs, is because the suffering has not hit them very well. When people have tried things and it has not worked, they will sit down and learn. So that's what I don't have issues. I see a lot of people come online and attack you. I just laugh like concerned, you were just an arrogant person.
Yes.
Because you said, if there are two persons in Ukraine, I am one of them.
Yes.
And just feel like, no, how can he talk like that? How can he talk like that? Every year after, that truth that she rejected then, she accepted that truth. And in 1 year, that truth had produced a lot of fruit. And I imagine, what if she had discovered those truths far back as then?
24 years ago.
So, exactly. So, but for me, I just laugh. I just laugh like, people should just be criticized. I don't even think it's worth it spending time on people that criticize, because I just think that they've not really suffered enough, or maybe they don't really know what they want in life. Or because if people want results in life, if people want to do things in life, they will not be arrogant in the face of knowledge. That just beats my understanding. No, so now, but it's a different thing if you are coming out there and you're just talking without proofs to show, to back up what you are saying. But you are not just talking. Just like you say, I have done it before, and I can do it again. I love that statement.
Now, what on the basis on the coming about that statement, what do you think yourself as an eyewitness? You have been able to listen to my teachings. You've been able to read my books. What do you think this message could do for Nigeria?
Yeah, Pastor Sunday, it can do 1,000,001 things for Nigerians. And I sent you an email, but I won't go into details of that. But Pastor Sunday, the truth of the matter is this, and this is just the truth of the matter. If you come to Nigeria, when you come to Nigeria, when the doors are open and all these issues are sorted out, Nigerians are going to go all out for your messages. Nigerians are going to go all out for you, because you say things that Nigerians need to hear. So that Nigerians they will go all out to devour. And the reason why I said that is because I work in PricewaterhouseCoopers. It was formerly Librand and Coopers, but now PricewaterhouseCoopers. It's a Big Four auditing firm. And my firm has like Pricewaterhouse, KPMG. KPMG was the former Arthur Anderson, but now KPMG, EY, and Deloitte. And in my company, we have a lot of intellectuals. Some people don't even believe in God. Some believe in God, but they have issues with church. And I go around, I meet with top people, companies, and I meet all manner of people, and I realize that Nigeria, majority of the people that...
Hello, hello, say that again. I'm missing you again. Just stabilize yourself again. And hello.
Hello, sir.
Now, yes, it's good now. Yes, go ahead now.
Majority of the intellectuals in Nigeria, majority of the men of class in Nigeria, the top people in Nigeria asking that nobody is answering. But Pastor Sunday is answering these questions. But Pastor Sunday is not yet in Nigeria. So when you come to Nigeria and the entire country is bombarded with these messages, with these books, there will be transformation, because you are answering those questions not just from a spiritual angle, but from an intellectual angle, which people can relate to. There's a time I sat down with my partner in the office, and we were talking, and he knows I'm a Christian, he knows I'm a minister, and he was saying a lot of questions. He said, Yomi, I'm a Christian too, but I have issues with all this private jet thing. He attends church, but he has all these issues. And no man of God is answering these questions. So that is why, if you don't come to Nigeria, I'm afraid maybe in the next 100 or 200 years in Nigeria, what is happening in UK, in London today, where the churches are just becoming more like ghost buildings, might just happen in Nigeria. Because we are having a disconnect there are people growing up, going to school, educated, thinking, reasoning, who now go to church and see all these things. So there's that problem now in Nigeria. There is disconnect with people that are just fed with the church. And if we are not careful, Christianity might just die a very slow death in Nigeria if it continues like that. So when you come to Nigeria, sir, you have an audience already. I can guarantee you that you have a lot of people that want to listen to you if you come to Nigeria. If only you bombard the airwaves, the TV, the radio, the libraries. If you bombard the space, people are ready, sir.
Well, a lot of people, you say people are ready, but there are so few people from Nigeria, really. People are always complaining about the data, I think. But most people are watching, yeah. They might be Nigerians, but they are living abroad who are watching.
Yeah.
So the answer for Nigeria would be to be on TV, radio, and things like that, right?
No, I didn't get that, sir. Can you come again, sir?
Yes, you said Nigeria is ready, but on the other hand, we don't have too many people who live in Nigeria on my platform. The people on my platform are people who are Nigerians, maybe, but they are living outside.
Exactly.
Nigerians always complain about the data.
Exactly. Not only the data, but we are working on the platform, but there are many ways we can really invade the space, because if we have a country of like 160 million people, not just but maybe our internet marketing strategy too is also considered in that regard.
Well, Yomi, thank you so much for what you are doing. You have really enlightened us today. It was a pleasure listening to you. And I know the letter you are talking about, but you are still supposed to write me in more details. That was the agreement, that you are going to come back to me in more details. So I'm expecting the more breakdown of those your proposals.
Okay, sir, but the response, I wasn't so clear about your response, so that was why.
Oh yes, I'm still expecting the response is the way it is, but still, I still think that I must see the details.
Okay, sir. Okay, then I'll just get down to the details, because the statement of the last line was about please convince me that you're please.
Yes, and that is why I want to use the details. Is all part of the convention and the convincing. Yes.
Okay, sir. Okay, I'll get down to that. I'll get down to it, sir.
Thank you so very much. We have spent close to an hour with you now, and very good job. Very, very good job.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir.
Yes, and so we'll see you in the next 40 minutes on the truth. I hope you are enjoying the truth series.
Yes, sir. I don't even to go into that. Because the volume of information you release at once that's why. If you come to Nigeria, or if you can combat the airwaves and everything, this country is going to change. I can say that this country is going to change. It's about bombarding the atmosphere.
So you believe in the message, in the kingdom message, that kingdom message can change Nigeria?
It will, sir. It will, sir. And I just want to leave everybody on the platform with this thing, is the fact that we used to use horses before. But when cars came, nobody needed to be convinced to leave their horses at home and go for the cars. So if a greater message comes, you don't have to beg people. They will go for the greater one. So the message announces itself. The message speaks for itself. So that's just what I believe, that the message Pastor Sunday is preaching alone is enough. You don't even need to talk about mention names. It's not even necessary. People are not blind. They can see right from wrong. All we just have to do is just to project our own message, and people will go for the better one.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you so much. Well, that is Yomi Omiyale right there. Let's, Pastor Yomi, go ahead and explain to us what people are saying. Let's hear it. Have a wonderful day, Yomi. Blessings.
Thank you. I cannot read the comment here, but I've only seen 2 more new comments since the last one. So, guys, I'm just going to read the 2 out. Says, I wonder what manner of man is DSA. His wisdom and head seems to be out of this world. I just keep looking at his head, if I can see wisdom. Yes, we all do. I have done that too, so don't worry. That's cool. And then the other person's comment that I can see here is Justine, that says, I believe that too. They will go all out to listen and apply DSA's teachings. So guys, I'm sorry that I can't see all your comments. For some reason, I can't see it on here and I can't see it on my computer too. So, but we'll be back soon, and next time I'll read the comments when I see them. So thank you again for joining us. It's really much appreciated. We'll be back in 35 minutes with the series on truth. So Dr. Sunday will continue that in 35 minutes. So join us again. Thank you. Bye.